Hey everyone! Let's take a look at some of the many laws of human nature that Ramon Campbell has discovered. Law 1. The mind perseveres in its state of rest, or in uniform motion of thought in its right line, lest the cogitations therein are compelled to change states by the propagations of sound waves which emanate from an adequate proximity. The force of attraction betwixt two individuals is directly proportional to the square of the sum of the degrees of influence between the pair. The degree of a propensity to failure in any relationship betwixt two individuals is directly proportional to the difference of influence levels betwixt the pair. This is the law of compatibility. Contempt and jealousy are derivatives of a difference in the degrees of influence betwixt individuals that function in close proximity. Influence is a direct derivative of one's level of possessions, education, domain in which one was or is being educated, annual salary, position one holds within the workforce, intellectual capacity, physical appearance, and one's affiliates, friends, and connections. The degree of influence one has over the other is directly proportional to the degrees of respect the other has for them. Opposing force is indicative of the degree of attainable prosperity therein. Respect, or the level of respect that one possesses, is a direct derivative of the sum of the degrees of influence, minus the difference in the degrees of influence betwixt the pair or group. Law 8. Every action towards another is a direct derivative of their actions impressed, good or bad, or to every action, there will always be an equal or opposed reaction. The mutual actions of two persons on each other are always equal and directed to contrary parts. Law 9. When the force of inadequacy is exerted on one from another, that other will repudiate one's notion that he is envious. A person will never confess that his or her degrees of respect for another is not 100% genuine. One will never admit that their feelings of inadequacy, precipitated by the difference betwixt their degrees of influence, has them feeling threatened, ascribed to the other's great degrees of influence. Nobody, regardless of the state of their personality, will ever relay the aspect of what transpired that precipitated the end of the relationship betwixt them and another. That would make them look bad, or show that they have a reprehensible personality. Ascribe to the fact that academic qualifications increases a person's influential degree than a person without such qualifications who exhibits a higher IQ than one with qualifications will be disliked by him as a function of his personality. In a situation where a person is interacting with another who possesses a significantly higher degree of influence relative to him, this person will either try to mimic the high-influence person, or the force of inadequacy will cause him to revert into his metaphorical shell. In a situation where a person has a significantly higher degree of influence relative to another, that other will try to demonstrate that he has similar attributes as one has, in an attempt to be equal or higher than him. A person who has a low IQ relative to another will try to convince that other that he is mentally unstable, ascribed to his envy for his mind, as a function of his personality. Time is the key determining factor when it comes to obtaining power. Most of the time, a significant percentage of the respect we obtain from others is false. Social time perception. Social time perception is the phenomenon in nature, whereby a person's degree of influence curving the fabric of the influencity actually distorts and curves the fabric of time that it functions with. The more severe the curvature in the fabric of the influencity, the more the biological clock of the person you are influencing slows down, and hence that the greater the positive influence you have on any person, the faster time would seem to go by relative to them while they are interacting with you. Pretty cool, right?